All right, so we can see game number one. We've got RDU's Rogue versus Pavel's Shaman. I'm looking at their lineups now. Lothar predicted that Pavel may be bringing a priest, and we can see there's a priest sitting there, and surprisingly a warlock as well. So RDU has decided not to ban Reno Lock. I believe he's actually banned a warrior. So Pavel did bring warrior, shaman, priest, and warlock. RDU had brought warlock, rogue, warrior, and druid. But Pavel did, in fact, ban the warlock. Game number one, we see RDU picking up the counterfeit coin. This isn't the first counterfeit coin that we've seen today. This is one of those situations where if he could play a very, very quick Edwin Van Cleef, Pavel would not be having a good day. But luckily for Pavel, there's no Van Cleef there in the hand. There's actually not too much RDU can do right now. He's got Tomb Pillager that could come down. It could come down on turn 2 if RDU wanted to play both coins, but that doesn't feel ideal. Even though you get one coin back, it still seems a little bit excessive to double coin it out. So I like here the dagger up and hit the minion. Pavel, however, is in a good position. It looks like he's playing a more an old style mid-range shot. I say old, I mean from a few weeks ago. This is what we're all used to. He's just playing his hero power as many times as possible, making that thing from below cheaper, and I imagine he's going to be playing a value game in the late game, trying to win with cards like Thunderbluff Value.
Yeah, and RDU on the other hand, he has double coin here. He has already 2 mid-range minions with the Tomb Pillager and the Drake.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's actually an argument for playing both coins, Drake, and backstabbing the Trog. He's actually going to go with one coin, which he will get back from the Tomb Pillager, saving the backstab. I suppose he can always make that play next turn, but now Flame Tongue Totem could cause RDU some problems.
Oh, yeah, not only the Flame Tongue Totem, also the top deck spell.
Right, so Pavel could start by playing his hero power if he
could also hex, because denying the coin is pretty important, and most likely it's the best target in the deck to hit the hex on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a good spot, and a hex well spent. Pavel's still very much in control of the board. But RDU definitely has options now. He still does have a coin, a counterfeit coin, so he could play a Zerdrake this turn if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think there's no need to hold on to the coin, because he just top deck prep, and why would you need both?
Right.
It's both cards are used for tempo gain here, so you just tempo now.
Okay, I like that. Dealing with the Trog. RDU is in that position though. He's starting to get to that position where he does need to pick up Gadgets and Auctioneer as soon as possible. I mentioned right back during game number 1 today, Osaka versus JJ, that the Rogue can sometimes get in this position where they've got all of the combo pieces but no Auctioneer to draw through the deck. And this could be one of those games.
No, he's just daggering up and getting rid of the totem. I'm not sure. I would have played it differently, but I don't blame him for this play.
It's interesting. I'm wondering if RDU maybe has a second win condition that he's relying on the counterfeit coin for. We have seen Red Mana Worm today as a win condition. It could also be just, again, old style questing adventurer type of thing.
Oh, here we go.
Ah, right, okay.
Oh, Gadget from the top.
Suddenly, things are looking a lot better for RDU.
Yeah. Do you just go for the deck prep into a Fan of Noise? Yeah. Yeah, just do it. Clear off the board.
On one hand, you don't want to, because you just picked up that Gadget and Auctioneer, but on the other hand, that's such a clean board clear.
I think it's completely fine, because you don't have to play the Auctioneer like in the next turn. You can just play Tomb Pillager now. Yep. Maybe dagger up. Or you just play the Auctioneer, and then you can still play Coin Conceal, so it's perfect spot here.
So Pavel, almost on the back foot there, though he was able to clear that Drake and put up a
Taunt.
0-4 with Taunt, which isn't necessarily horrible. He does have 2 Flame Tongue totems in his hand, so it's going to get some value.
Speaking about hex targets earlier on, there's the next one.
That might be a better one than the
sometimes it's just a better one. We saw it from Moskaka. Yeah. Ooh, another prep.
Okay, so RDU deciding to go ahead, play the Auctioneer straight away, get it set up. We haven't, or at least I don't think we've seen many Lightning Storms today at all. And we've already seen both Maelstrom portals from Pavel, so RDU probably just believes this stealthed Auctioneer is relatively safe. And next turn, he's got preparation, he's got Eviscerate, he gets another draw. He can just start cycling through his deck.
Yeah. And on the other hand, now he has to start cycling through his deck, because Ragnaros will come down next turn, and there is like a huge board. And second Fan of Knives. That's so important.
Draw, right? Preparation, Fan of Knives, draw 2 cards, then you can really get the ball rolling, and possibly even fit in Edwin Van Cleef later this turn. Cold Blood, another huge draw that could be played this turn.
Do you need the spell damage just to clear off the totem? Maybe.
That's interesting. I guess it depends what you value more, being able to hit the face or being able to clear the whole board. Although it's not easy for RDU to hit the face this turn.
Yeah, this game.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm sure at some point he'll hit the game this
number is still right.
right. No, RDU agrees with you, gets the spell damage. It does seem very strong because now that's pretty much a guaranteed board point, at least almost the board. And there's Questing Adventurer.
Oh, yeah. Does he run 1 or 2? I'm kind of surprised.
I think Sap is kind of tempting here. Gonna goes with the Eviscerate, yeah, sure.
Yeah, kill it off.
It's kind of too late to use that.
No.
Do I? It's okay, because Questing Adventurer, play, coin Van Cleef still seems like a pretty strong turn. But Ragnaros the Fire Lord is almost definitely going to come down.
Okay. Blood Match Taunus.
Okay, the Pavel made pretty short work of that board. Didn't even actually end up playing the Ragnaros. RDU does have Leroy Jenkins. He does have 2 Cold Bloods in his hand, but it's kind of too soon.
That's a tough turn.
Pavel doesn't still have full health, but he does have quite a lot of health.
You could just like build 2 huge minions here, or?
Questing Adventurer, maybe coin SI7 agent at Edwin Van Cleef? That would allow...
you kill off the totem.
Yeah.
He decides to sap. Sap his eye.
Now what? So
No, what?
do you coin out Van Cleef? Do you just play it? It dies to Ragnaros this way, although RDU has no way of knowing that there is a Ragnaros sitting in Pavel's hand.
Yeah, Ragnaros would have hit face anyhow, right? Do you like to play? I would have liked the other play more.
What?
If I'm honest.
For RDU?
Yeah, because you have so much damage in your hand. You can like rush 14 damage in a row.
Ooh, hold on though. That paid off.
So it's 20 damage here. 21.
21, so he's close. Considering Pavel still has 26 health, that is very, very close.
Yeah. Most likely he will just take the game next turn. So he tries to set up for lethal here.
Whilst also going as wide as he can possibly manage to avoid any extreme damage from Ragnaros. Questing Adventurer looking pretty big himself.
Yes.
Do you think RDU ever considers trading here?
You might consider it, but what cards do you play around? Or do you even have to... Why do you have to kill it?
I guess there's no point.
You've already seen 1 hex.
Yeah. Ragnaros is only dealing 8 damage to one minion and or the face, and that's not looking like enough to put a stop to RDU's plan right now.
Yeah. So, is it taunt or just not? Oh, it's taunt! Yeah, okay. That's a start. But most likely just not enough here.
Taunt, Fire Elemental kills Blood Mage Thalnos, I guess, to reduce the amount of targets that Ragnaros can hit. If Ragnaros then hits Edwin Van Cleef, it's looking better for Pavel, but I think RDU still has lethal. Yeah, it definitely still has lethal.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe not.
It will be lethal, right?
Because the taunt. So, if Fire Elemental kills Thalnos, Ragnaros hits Edwin Van Cleef. There's 11 damage on the board. 5 of that has to go into...
Yeah, but Questioning Adventure gets buffed. So, okay,
Only
he stops the buff here.
Okay.
It's quite good, and yeah, it's perfectly fine because now he has to...
no, never mind.
Yeah, as I said, Ragnaros always face.
Either way, after all of that discussion, everything we were talking about was completely irrelevant because Ragnaros decided he was going
we're
to
invisible.
do Ragnaros things. We're actually not sitting there, we're sitting here. There we go.
They got us.
He found us. Yeah, so Ragnaros ended that game in style. Game 1 goes to Pavel. No, sorry, RDU.
Yes,
RDU,
I'm still invisible.
I'm sitting there thinking Ragnaros hit the face and ended the game. Oh wait, no, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to go face.
Sometimes unlucky. Yeah, so the Rogue took it. Rogue, pretty strong at this tournament so far.
Yeah, it seemed really strong.
First one was 3-0, then Osaka lost, of course, 3-0 again, so he lost one game.
Yeah.
And now the Rogue.
And there was the other Rogue with the red mana one, but I believe that just lost straight away as well. So not like not quite a 100% win rate this tournament, but definitely not bad at all. I'm looking forward to seeing more Rogue. There seem to be so many slightly different builds of Rogue. Obviously, there was the super popular one a couple days ago that performed really, really well on the ladder, but some of the players here are saying they don't like that very much. And
the Pirate Rogue you were speaking about?
Yes.
Yeah, it took number 1 on Legend on China.
Yep.
So, but I think in the lower ranks it's just OP. But
right.
Here with all the world-class players, I'm not sure if it's too good.
Yep. So that's another thing. Like maybe the best Rogue deck on the ladder is going to actually be not very good in these tournaments. I think it's great that we can see such a wide variety of different tech choices. I mean, I joked right at the start today with you that we could see Red Mana Worm, but we did. We genuinely did. A couple hours later, Lothar and I did see a Red Mana Worm, and although it wasn't quite used as a win condition, it was used, and there were 2 of them, and it did pose a little bit of a threat.
Yeah, and then it lost.
And then it lost. It lost against Reno Lock.
Plot twist.
It was a really close game, but Reno was picked up, and unfortunately, there was no way for the Rogue to... I think there was an instant concede after the Reno was picked up. Okay. One of those games.
If you're losing a game, then you're losing to Reno Lock, most likely. Also Rogue.
It's probably quite a common... I've heard one player say that he just concedes every time Reno gets put down on his opponent's side of the board. Every time, just because he wants Blizzard to know how bad the card is.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but it's you can still ban it, right?
Yeah.
That's one ban. Just go ban the Warlock.
And so many people seem to be today.
Yeah,
it's been banned every series by at least one player.
Yeah.
And banned in some series by both.
Okay.
So Pavel's remaining decks, I believe, are the Warrior and the Shaman, as RDU did, in fact, ban the Reno Lock. So, I mean, I assume that it's going to be what we have been seeing. Oh, sorry.
No, wait.
The Shaman's out. The Priest.
The Shaman's out, yeah.
Priest and the Warrior.
Yeah, the Priest. So, I wonder, because Pavel could be a kind of player that brings maybe the Reno Priest? Maybe,
okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm getting my hopes up now. You were saying you can just ban Reno, but
you
tried and maybe failed.
Yeah, but Reno Warlock is for sure the worst one you can queue into if it comes down to Reno decks.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just Dragons. And Dragons did perform very well at this tournament as well.
Yeah. And that's another interesting thing. When I was talking to JJ when I was doing his winner interview earlier, I asked him about Reno Priest, and he just said, "Well, Reno Priest isn't a deck. Dragon Priest is a deck. Reno Priest isn't."
Also, it comes down to the mirror, so
Yeah.
to the Reno Warlock. And yeah, here we go. Next matchup.
Your soul shall be mine.
Wait, he didn't ban Reno, right?
No, sorry, it was Pavel. Pavel banned RDU's Reno.
Ah, no, I get
that
it.
way around.
Okay, that way.
So RDU
that
doesn't,
makes sense.
RDU doesn't mind, Reno. RDU actually banned Pavel's warrior.
Okay, I see. So, Radu, and there's yeah, a 3-drop. Pretty important in this matchup.
Yeah, this isn't the first time we have seen. Oh, they've switched sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
Lighting
switched sides.
the
That's what threw
candles,
me. Okay.
Cleaning the room. And it's gone. Okay.
So RDU is now at the top with his rogue. Pavel at the bottom with his Reno lock. Okay. Yeah, so we did see a Rogue versus Reno lock earlier on today, and the Rogue lost because Reno was picked up quite late into the game when the Rogue had very, very little damage left and pretty much an empty hand, which is why the Reno lock won. But it did get close in between. We can see that Pavel does actually have Reno Jackson in his opening hand this time. Do you think that makes a huge difference to the matchup?
Every time you play Reno and you have Reno, it always makes a huge difference. But I wonder, because the hand of Radu seems to be quite good again. We saw Reno. We saw this matchup Osaka versus Super JJ as well, where he just was able to play a huge Edwin in turn 3 or 4, and then he just steamrolled and just auto win.
Now, potentially, if RDU is willing to wait, we could even see a turn 5. Questing Adventurer, Coin, Backstab, Edwin Van Cleef. So you're not just putting one huge minion up there, you're putting 2. I guess it depends how long you can afford to wait. Like, how long do you need to play around the board clears for?
Yeah, but turn 5 you have a perfect turn 4 now.
Oh, there we go! Who needs to wait until turn 5?
Waiting? What's that?
Now we can make the exact play that I just described. Edwin, Coin, Backstab, Questing, Coin, Backstab, Edwin Van Cleef. That is...
Yeah, just one backstab, right?
Yeah, you don't backstab your
Yeah,
own.
it's just like big enough.
Was I getting a bit carried away there? But that's not what Pavel wants to see. He has a corruption, which we'll deal with one of these cards.
16 damage.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is it actually? He can
That's
just
so
pick
strong.
coin. Oh my god.
I've seen so many coins this game.
Oh.
We're all rich. We're gonna be rich.
Yeah, we're gonna be rich before Reno comes down.
That was so strong.
Oh my god.
And Pavel Pavel is laughing
awesome.
out. Look how smug he looks.
He was just off the top.
And RDU just... oh my goodness.
I don't have any books in this deck, but I have Spellbreaker on top.
Thank you.
Oh wow, that was brutal. I mean, okay, so the Rogue still has board control. He does get to deal 8 damage to the face this turn with the Questing Adventurer, which now dies, probably painfully. It's certainly painful for
Sounded
RDU.
painfully, yeah.
But now, like, this game is so leaning towards Pavel. Refreshment Vendor, Mistress of Mixtures, just going to heal him up, gets low again, plays Reno Jackson, heals back up to full health.
That's actually a good pickup.
It's not bad.
It's a creature, so...
But the problem, the awkward thing for RDU is that he can only play one of them. He doesn't have a way of getting that coin from the first Tomb Pillager to squeeze out both.
But it's fine. It's fine. You just like dagger and play the other one, so why not?
Yeah.
Just going one way.
If he can pick up Gadgets and Auctioneer soon, because he's going to have 2 coins from these Tomb Pillagers, that could be a way of RDU creeping back into this game. But at the moment, it's looking like it's steamrolling very much in Pavel's favor. Pavel did actually get a tick on the Faceless Manipulator with that Emperor Thaurissan, meaning later on, if he ever needed it, Leroy, Power Overwhelming, Faceless could happen this game.
Yeah, could happen.
But I honestly, I don't see this game getting to the point where Pavel needs to use that combo to win.
Yeah, he's just going face, hoping for no Reno here.
It's kind of painful to watch a game when it gets like this, isn't it? Like when you can see one player making a play, hoping for the best, and we can clearly see he's not going to be rewarded necessarily for that.
Okay, just live tapping. Yeah, trading off. Drawing another card.
And then the 5-mana Reno Jackson.
Yeah, it's gonna be rich. And back to 30. Yeah. And Pavel smiling. I think he knows that once he dealt with that 16-16 on board, he's gonna be through.
Adi needs to pick up Questing Adventurer now. Conceal is not Questing Adventurer. Believe it or not.
Yeah, obviously.
It's actually nothing like the card.
It's something completely different. Yes. Okay. Has to clear the board because now he has to play the value game, not the tempo game anymore. Because he just can't rush him with a 3-3. Yeah, just instant tapping. And now he has so many good options. He has so many more cards, more life, shiny.
Pavel has everything going for him at the moment. He's got no reason not to tap. As long as he can continue to pick up answers to everything that RDU plays, then he's just going to win the game. If he's been keeping track, which I assume the world champion would, he knows that 2 of RDU's cards are coins. So he knows that unless there's a Questing Adventurer, RDU is just not going to pick out any damage over the next few turns.
Yeah.
A Dirdrake is okay.
It's okay. He needs to find the Auctioneer.
I meant Auctioneer. Sorry, I said Adventurer. I meant Auctioneer.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
For Twitch tab. Sorry.
Just Cold Blood. Just pushing more damage. 8 damage to the face. You already saw Reno coming down, so there's only like a little bit of heal left in the Reno deck.
Okay, well, if it wasn't for that Fellfire potion or Shadow Flame sitting there, or even Hellfire. Okay. Pavel has answers.
Enough, yes.
Oh, Twisting Nether, yeah.
Just copying.
Sure.
Yeah, Shadow Flame. Not taking any more damage. That's good.
And now, can RDU pick up the Gadgetzan Auctioneer?
Nope.
No.
Just nope. Yeah, it often comes down to the situation with the rogue. No, another taunt.
Another taunt, which Pavel is just not going to need, looking at the way this game is going.
Yeah.
His health is starting to get a little bit low, so it's probably not the worst thing in the world having a taunt to fall back on.
No, he's just faster. Now he has to switch and says, okay, I'm the active guy now.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's only 1 damage difference, so why wouldn't you play the taunt?
Sure.
Yeah. Can just push.
Is this the Gadgetzan Auctioneer? Yes, it is!
It is. So it's not lethal next turn. He prepared for lethal next turn. And he will be able to clear most likely. Yes, should be.
Okay. Into the Eviscerate. And there's both Gadgetzan Auctioneers, and we're so deep into RDU's deck now. I said right at the start of this game, I said right at the start of the last game, sorry, the Rogue can get in the position where he just can't win because it runs out of cards and doesn't have an Auctioneer to restock. And unfortunately for RDU, he picked up these Auctioneers far too late into the deck.
Yeah, but at least he got 1 out of Barnes. I like Barnes in this list.
Yeah, I agree. It just works so well with Questing Adventurer as well, Tomb Pillager as well.
Yeah, dealing more damage, and here we go. That's it.
Okay, well, Pavel showing that Reno Lock is, being banned for a reason, and now RDU is going to have to try and counter that with one of his remaining decks.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. What does he have left?
Right, I believe he has Warrior and Druid, because his Reno Lock was banned. So he's going to be using his Druids.
Most likely.
I kind of cheated there, I heard something. But a little innkeeper just told me.
Oh, we're already in the game. And you're right. Yes, it's the Druid.
Yeah, lucky guess.
Yeah, quite good. Okay, it's not so surprising that it's the Druid, right?
No. No, the Druid deck is kind of known as an anti-control deck at the moment. It seems like the Jade Druid is good against control, and also those crazy combo Druids just punish control decks as well. Pavel, starting with Mistress of Mixtures, though, seems like a pretty strong one-drop. It's the replacement for Zombie Chow that we've all been waiting for, and arguably better than Zombie Chow.
Yeah, it depends. Board-wise, it's not better, because 2-3 stats are doubtable better. And often, like the 4 health, you would have to play it like turn 2 or something to get back to 4 health.
Yeah.
So
Oh, for the first time today, we are seeing Jade Idol.
yeah, surprisingly, not many players brought the Jade Druid until now.
Yeah, it seemed to be the deck that a lot of people were excited about at first and thought would be broken. You know, they saw the throwdown stream and said, "Oh wow, they're 8/8s, 9/9s. This is ridiculous. No control deck is ever going to succeed at Hearthstone again." But actually, this deck doesn't seem to be as strong as people made it out to be. But obviously, RDU thinks otherwise.
Yeah, on ladder it's a powerhouse. Because if you meet a control deck like these taunt warriors, that's funny.
Bolster, grimy goons.
It's just like I'm gonna cycle for the next half of an hour. Yeah, perfect turn 3 here.
Yeah.
But
Nice 6 mana minion with 2 Jade Golems on turn 3. You're right. That does seem like a pretty strong turn 3.
yeah, that's a huge problem now.
Yeah, I mean already, how does Pavel deal with this? He's got power overwhelming.
Yeah, power overwhelming mortal coil on the 3/1. Yeah. But
Okay.
no, I can see it. Hellfire next turn.
Sure.
Do you attack?
Yes, because Hellfire, or no, because you expect RDU to attack into it. Looks like that's what Pavel goes for. Oh my goodness! Okay, this is why...
This is just curved Jade.
I was just saying we don't see huge Jade Golems now, like very often, but I think if Bran lives long enough, it looks like the Jade Golems do get pretty big.
And on curved next turn the 6-drop into another 2 of them. No,
Right.
it won't happen because he will AoE most likely, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no way Bran into Jade Behemoth is going to happen again, but the Jade Behemoth on its own is still great, right? It's a 6 mana 3/6 with summon a 6/6 minion.
Yeah, for 6 mana 6/6 and a 3/6 taunt. Oh,
You could teach Shaman a thing or two
yes.
about well-statted cards.
Now forget about totems. Just play Yarny.
Alright. And so RDU says you dealt with most of the previous board, how do you now deal with this?
Yeah, what do you about your life?
And RDU says, I don't know.
Pavel says.
Pavel says. Yeah, RDU says, I don't know either, I just win.
I don't know what you're doing here.
Siphon Soul isn't quite enough, is it? Oh, okay, with Power Overwhelming and he just leaves just the 6/6 alive.
So it's only 6 damage left, but he's 1 damage off lethal right now.
Ah,
Yeah,
well, there we
yeah,
go.
yeah, okay.
What a strong performance from the Jade Golem Druid there. Goes to show that that deck is strong, especially when Bran survives on the board.
Especially if you just curve out and get like double Jade like every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of impressive because most decks they say you don't really need Bran. Some say it's so strong you have to play it, and that was impressive.
Well, Bran has been one of these cards for the longest time where, one of the many cards where you have to just remove it straight away or things can spiral out of control. It's very similar to Fandral. I think that's probably the most similar card because that's one of the cards where if you don't deal with it straight away you get nourished and you just get completely outramped and outdrawn. But Bran allows things like that to happen.
Yeah, but innovate into the 6-drop and then on curve and then another 6-drop. Oh man.
Yeah, that's not. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
No. I can already hear the match.
I can hear gameplay.
Maybe.
And a turn ending. So hopefully we'll see that in just a moment.
Yeah. So what's left? You write it down.
Yeah.
It's the
So
warrior, right?
Pavel still has
the priest.
Priest.
Yeah, it was the priest.
And RDU is obviously playing the druid once again. Now, in theory, the druid should be very good against the priest, but I think it depends how here we go. Depends how fast the priest is. So we have no way of knowing from looking at this whether this is just Dragon or Dragon Arena.
He's playing the 3-drop. That's not too common. We saw different versions today, and we haven't seen the 3-drop yet.
Maybe that implies Reno?
Yeah, but double Twilight Guardian.
Oh, there's two Twilight Guardians. They're right. I completely missed that. Yeah, it's the Dragon.
Yeah, they look kind of similar. I don't think.
Okay, so.
Yeah, you got to ramp it up, right?
Yeah, I mean, you curve into Nourish next turn. I feel like if you're running 2 Jade Blossom, Nourish gets used to draw far more often than it gets used to ramp.
Yeah, because most of the time, or sometimes you end up with so much mana, but without cards in your hand at all.
Yeah.
So Nourish is, I tend to keep it versus slow matchups, sometimes in starting hand, if you have ramp.
During RDU's turn, I'm just learning about what the clickables are from Pavel.
Yes.
I haven't really tried them.
Yeah, you can see it in his face. He's just looking down on the right side, clicking all the objectives.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Anyway, RDU probably just trying to work out what to do with this Nourish now. Then it's going to draw. Yeah, as expected. And there's Fandral. Fandral doesn't really synergize with anything at the moment. I mean, I guess you don't want to play you don't want to shuffle the Jade Golems into the deck, or the Jade Idols into that deck just yet.
I'm kind of surprised that he gave up board here, or kind of says, okay, I'm drawing cards, but I'm not doing anything for the board for 1 turn into the turn 4, where normally like the Twilight Guardian comes down. Still having the coin, so it's either like the Twilight Guardian or the Azudric.
Okay, so coining out, Feral Rage. So innovating out Feral Rage. Can't actually deal with the Twilight Guardian, so gonna go with the Wormrest Agent. And he is going to shuffle in the Jade Idols.
Yeah, it's Fandral, so it's...
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's an argument for actually specifically not wanting that, so actually wanting to play the Jade Idol before you play Fandral.
I think it's fine, because he has 2 Jade cards in his hand.
Right.
So Jade Golem out of the deck will be 5 afterwards.
Sure.
Or just buff the other one.
Okay.
5, so. Often it's so important, also in the mirror matches, just to have the greater Jade minion. So.
I wanted to point out the Cabal, what's the card? Cabal Song Stealer in Pavel's hand. I feel like that's not a card that gets seen too often in Dragon Priest, maybe sometimes in Reno Priest, but it's kind of funny that Silence seems to be making its way back into Hearthstone.
I think it's a really good card against the Reno log with the 4-drop. So you can put him down like in the old days to 1 HP. So Jade.
Now, RDU probably trying to consider what else he wants, because the Jade Spirit's fairly obvious this turn. So do you Wrath for 3 to kill something? Do you Wrath for 1 to cycle?
Should kill it.
Yeah, he's going to kill the Blackwing Technician.
It's about board here. If you just stabilize and you just play your Jades, I think it's the best win condition here.
Sure. And that Scaled Nightmare is actually a pretty good plan here.
Yeah, maybe we we will see the demolition now.
Jokes aside, if you're talking about threats that you do need to deal with straight away, that is one, because in 2 turns time, that has 8 attack. In 3, it has 16.
Yeah. And you need to deal 8 damage so that's quite scary.
So it's a mulch, right?
Yeah, but what else do you do? Because you could Feral Rage and clear the board if you want to, or if you need to, or you just play Jade.
Tricky. Yeah, I think you definitely have to start with a mulch. It's a bit unfortunate because there could be something like a Ysera later on.
Oh!
Oh my
Another
goodness! Well, let's hope that Pavel also thinks that Cabal Song Stealer is a good card. Probably not so much against these Jade Golems, actually.
Okay. Yeah, clears the board. Guiltiness. Another yellow one.
You like your yellow dragon cards, don't you, Camlin?
Yeah, because it just says that the value is so much more on curve.
Yeah. So we could see both yellow cards? No, he's going to go with the Wormers Agent and Cabal Song Stealer.
It's just better to play a 5-5 than a 3-5 here, so...
Going for as big a board as possible. That Jade Blossom, kind of poorly timed, but at the same time, you do now get 5-5 Jade Golems as a result, which is not bad.
Yeah.
4-4 and then a 5-5.
And the 4-4 Jade for like 3 mana is still fine. Especially against Priest. Not exactly against a 5-5 on board, but yeah.
That's the awkward thing. Shadow of Death is there to deal with the 5-5, and Pavel knows that RDU has an empty hand, and it is actually possible now for RDU to just draw a single Jade Golem, which probably isn't as much of a threat. So, I mean, I don't think that there's any reason not to Shadow of Death this 5-5 here. And make a board as large as possible.
I think you want to heal up and draw a card, right?
Yeah, I agree.
No, he...
Or not?
He wants to heal up, yeah.
Okay. He's going to play the death, but heal up and not go for the card draw.
Okay, it's better for board, but most likely you can draw a card next turn anyhow, so...
Oh, Zerjay was a great pickup for RDU.
Yeah, and 3 damage. That's handy.
Yeah, convenient.
But from now on, it feels odd. So he needs to draw the second Nourish.
Yeah, urgently. It doesn't feel good as a druid only playing 1 card a turn. I don't believe we've seen a Gadget Sign Auctioneer from RDU yet, but if he does run it, then that's just another card that at the moment is kind of a dead draw. You're right, I think one of the only outs he has right now is Nourish.
Yeah. And now they get Getchen, so I think that's the reason why he doesn't play it, and resource-wise it's just better not to play it here anyhow, so...
Dragon Fire Potion, not much good against this board.
Yeah, draws a card and... Oh, that's a nice card. And also play the 1-drop if he wants to.
I was expecting it to give him the option between 3 Jade Idols.
Raven Idol on curve?
Sure. Gives you another Discover if you didn't fancy one of the 3 you just had to choose between. And there are a lot of good Priest spells. He's going to go with a minion though. I guess he realizes he's so ahead on the board that he doesn't really need to go for a spell. He can just keep pressuring.
I like that he holds on to the Whelp. He could have played it as a 2-3, but at the same time, yeah, a Drake in your hand. Often you just don't play it in the late game anymore.
Sure. I mean, how much does a 2-3 really going to impact the board compared to the cards it may be activating later on?
Maybe it wasn't too bad. Just on top of your stuff.
Now, Aya, not a bad card for RDU at all. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't have the mana to squeeze her in this turn.
Trades off.
Okay.
So... Another one and...
Oh boy. That's unfortunate. It doesn't matter because Pavel has a way of clearing the board anyway. A second Draconid Operative is really good for Pavel.
And heal. Draw another card. That's not too good.
Gotta admit, I've seen Potion of Madness quite a few times today, and I don't think I've seen it actually achieve anything.
Yeah, often it was just drawn too late.
Okay, now alongside Aya, this second Jade Golem, or the second Jade Idol, sorry, pretty good. And then a third when Aya dies. Problem is, Dragon Fire Potion now is going to allow Pavel to clear the board. Oh, wait, no, it's not quite. I don't think there's any way to kill the golem that comes out of Aya as well as the other two.
Yeah, maybe it's just down to try to raise, maybe.
You liked the look of that Ragnaros there when he drew it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just like it's thirsty. It needs more.
Needs to kill, maybe needs to
more.
kill some 7/7 golems instead.
Silence is fine here.
Yeah. That's really strong actually. Every future Jade Golem is now 1/1 less because of that silence.
Yeah, and you just basically destroyed an 8/8, which is also fine.
Yeah.
A new recipe.
Yeah, face. We drop.
Okay. Not something you, not something I'm used to seeing. Is priests racing the face.
Yeah, nowadays you can most of the time do it. He has enough damage, so he forces his opponent to trade. It's
That's
basically like the beatdown theory.
so poor. Yeah, this is so poorly timed for RDU now because he does have Jade Idols in his deck. Like if his next draw was Jade Idol, then he could start the ball rolling. But kind of needed something this turn, didn't he?
14 damage on board. So, how much damage do you want to clear? It's the 5. It's an interesting turn because now you have to think about your strategy in general. How long will the game last?
Right.
So you can trade off everything besides the 2/3.
For no one.
Yeah, he goes for the trades, just a value game, which is scary because the priest has so many cards in his hand. Yeah, and maybe it's time for an AoE now.
I think he has to. If Ragnaros was lethal, then no. But I mean, you're not complaining if you're in Pavel's position at the moment. Ragnaros is lethal very, very soon. You've got Operative if you need it. And RDU again does not pick up a spell to play with like Gadgetzan Auctioneer. It's just over, isn't it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Because oh no, Pavel's
You can
Pavel's
just
actually
play
1
the
damage
minions
off lethal.
Yeah, sure. Even if it hits face, it doesn't necessarily need to,
Yep.
to hit face.
So as long as RDU hero powers this turn, he's safe for a little bit longer. And yeah, you're right, Ragnaros doesn't necessarily hit the face.
But now it's lethal because he can steal the 3. And we were just saying, we haven't seen so much value out of the card, but now it's just lethal with
Hey,
it.
it's good for setting up lethal as it happens.
Yeah, it changed the game.
Right.
Oh no, actually it didn't. It was a 50-50, yeah. It just changed its back, of course.
Oh.
How did we miss that?
Pavel thought he was being so smart then.
Maybe not. You still go for the 50-50.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
play is the same, right?
Yeah, but was there any reason to play Potion of Madness?
Just to get the 50-50, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and suddenly... and he got Nourish in his hand.
All right. So depending on where
This is just
Ragnaros
like
goes-
what just happened, no?
how many minions can Pavel reduce this to? I don't think he can kill either of these Jade Golems, can he?
Can
He can kill the Auctioneer, that's about it. Innovate is probably the only option, because how good is a 1-1 Jade Golem if you're Pavel?
not too good. Taunt could be useful, but yeah, just not enough mana.
If he could take Innovate and the Taunt, then... oh,
Yeah, it has to be Innovate, right?
yeah. Okay, so... I mean, Ragnaros could still win the game here. It's only a 1 in 3.
So?
And
No,
yeah.
but at least it kills the 8-8.
Second best option. Not the worst option. Worst option would have been Jade Golem having 1 health. But it's funny how much things have changed. There's the Nourish being played by RDU.
Oh.
Another Jade Idol. This is actually
And
one of those... This is actually one of those weird games where we are going to end up seeing a 10-10 Jade
Really?
Idol.
Ragnaros? Okay, he has to play it, right?
Yep.
And then push. Yeah, but next turn, like, the taunt will come down.
Yes. But as we can see, there are 2 bookworms in Pavel's hand, ready to just eat up the taunt and go face.
Is he playing around the bookworm?
No.
He can't really.
You can't play around
You
it.
can't play around.
If there's a bookworm, RDU just loses, and he knows that, so
Yeah.
he will make that play. He'll go with the Jade Behemoth, might play a Jade Blossom, might Hero Power. Either way, it's game over.
Yeah.
It almost turned around.
Yeah, it almost turned around. That was kind of close here. Just because Ragnaros didn't hit the 50-50.
And we do get to see a 10-10 Jade Golem from RDU at least. Almost 12-12 if we saw those 2 extra cards. But Bookworm proving his strength, meaning that RDU is down to his Warrior. The final game is going to be RDU's Warrior versus Pavel's Priest.
Yeah. How will that end up?
Well, we haven't even seen which Warrior it is yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we assume, based on everything else we've seen today, Dragon, a little bit piratey, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. It's 2 each, so winner and loser is just still in the loser's bracket.
Wow, Pavel actually runs Darkshire Alchemist. Interesting. It's funny because when you see in the past, when you'd see a warrior versus priest, you'd automatically assume, okay, really slow game, we're going to see Justicar from the warrior tanking up, we're going to from the priest. But actually, we have warrior versus priest, and it's going to be a tempo battle here.
Yeah. Making classes better means making them faster, question mark?
Probably.
Not in case of Reno, but...
We still haven't seen any of RDU's cards yet. It's still possible that he's running warrior deck. Who knows?
Okay, seems to be a tough mulligan.
Yeah. And so I'm assuming Patches isn't in the opening hand, because that's a pretty quick mulligan.
Yeah. Okay, 4 seconds left. Wondering what he had.
Alright.
Okay.
As expected.
As intended.
And what a strong start from the... Oh, he doesn't have a dragon, though.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, Warx is good, though.
Warx is just
good.
like...
Because Alex have been so strong
Yeah.
this turn, dealing with that well. But Warx is fine.
It's,
You know, Fiery Warx is actually an okay card on turn 1 with the coin.
yeah, it's funny because nowadays in most aggressive decks, Warx is just like, meh. Because you want to play and like the small Buccaneer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of.
And now, RDU is going to get his chance. Both small-time Buccaneers coming down. Patches, I assume, launched from the cannon.
Turn 2, 10 damage on board with the weapon.
Seems balanced. Small-time Buccaneer is just a stupid strong card as well. I don't even know if Patches is the strong part of this deck. Or
Actually, Patches might be a little bit stronger.
sure.
Yeah, but
Not if you draw it, he's not.
yeah, that might be true. Yes.
Berserker seems pretty good right now as well. Ryu doesn't really know whether to play around Shadow Word Death or not. He's definitely seen it in the deck list, but obviously doesn't know if Pavel has it to start with. But
yeah, but he needs to trade here.
yeah,
It's just like so awkward, and you have to force to have the answers, especially if it's a mid-rangey deck like the priest nowadays.
like even if there was a Shadow Word Death
Yeah.
for Pavel here, like Frothing Berserker would die, sure, but then the other minions would continue to deal damage to Pavel's face. It's looking pretty good for Ryu here.
Oh, he got the Drakes. Equip the weapon and play 3 damage
Wow.
charge.
Then again, do you ever want to play Qualcomm Elite to deal with a 3/4?
They just can't play it next turn, and afterwards you play a 9/9.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
Clears off the 3/4 most likely.
Oh yeah, of course he can use his
Yeah, you just
he can use his 1-mana minion just to
and his weapon.
casually deal 3 damage to the Cabal card. And that Frothing Berserker now has 8 attack.
Yeah, if you want, you could also he could have traded in Patches as well to buff 2 damage.
Yeah.
So he deals 1 damage more this turn.
I guess RDU decided, he probably contemplated that, but decided ultimately he wanted a slightly wider board. It's very difficult for any class that's not Druid to deal like a lot of damage to one minion, to other minions.
I'm not too sure because the answer is might be the same,
Right.
which is AoE.
Yeah, it's just 4 damage. AoEs are hard to come by for a priest on turn 5 that's not running Arcanine Circle.
Yeah, and he needs just to taunt up, I guess.
It's all he can do.
No, you just can't draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Need to kill that. And hope for no charge minion. Because now Frozen Berserker will go ham and just kill him on the spot.
Yeah, it's just lethal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just
Pavel's
like
conceded.
instant concede.
RDU takes the series after what ended up being a very, very close one. It went down to the final game.